So today we talked about lab safety, what you should and should not do in the lab. So for example, this picture is an example of what you should not do in the lab. So, for example, we have, so why do we have to be safe in the lab? And this is the kind of language that I hear from kids all the time telling us, why do we have to be safe in the lab? And the other kid is like, I don't know, do you? So that kind of leads us off into like a funny, lighthearted way of introducing a serious topic to get kids interested in it. So our LEQ is why is lab safety important? And the objective is I will learn how to be safe in the lab at all times. So our warm-up was a shout-out activity. Why is it important to follow the lab safety rules at all times? And name a lab safety rule that you think. So before we've even had any instruction. So this kind of gives us an idea of what they know and what they think. Lab safety is important because you can get hurt. Lab safety is important because if you are not being careful and preparing for the fact there may be an issue, something could go wrong. Lab safety is important because if everyone follows the lab safety rule, no one will get hurt and therefore will be more fun. I really like that one. Lab safety is important because if you do something wrong or not know what to do with chemicals, you could get very hurt. Another one, a safety rule is to be safe and listen carefully. So I like the listening carefully part because that tells us if you listen, you will in fact be safe. This is a great one. Don't eat or drink in the lab because you can get very sick if you eat or drink inside the lab. And you need to wear eye protection when using chemicals because they could splash and damage your eyes. So we had some really good responses. Then we watched a short video on lab safety, which is in the link in Schoology. So that was about 5.5 minutes. So it was a lab safety wrap on telling how and what kind of rules there are and why there's rules. And then students wrote down in the journal some rules that they can remember. And then we watched just a funny little short clip with a minion, and he drank too much soda and he kind of burst wide open. So that part right there too was just meant for a little bit of adding a little bit of fun in there. But the lab safety wrap was something actually that the kids really enjoyed, and I encourage you to watch it. The link will be in there. So then we went to Brain Pop, and then they worked on lab safety for about 25 minutes. So some of them had already done that. So then I had them go into scientific inquiry and scientific process. So to go into Brain Pop, you have to go in through Clever and sign in with Microsoft. And then you will click on Brain Pop and then click on Science. Then click on Chemistry and Matter and scroll and click on Lab Safety. So apparently there is no game, but there is a movie and a quiz and a challenge. Now, with the scientific inquiry and scientific process, there is a game. So if you want to do that, you may. We are going to be doing what you learned for shout out on the next slide. So we haven't done that yet, but that will be our lesson on Monday when we come back. So then what is also going to happen is we're going to look at lab safety cartoons and evaluate the situation. So these are loaded in Schoology in the folder for the week of, I believe, the 8th through the 11th. And what you will do is read each lab safety scenario and answer the questions in your science journal. And then you're going to post the answers in the discussion board using Schoology in the week 2 folder. And it will give you directions in there as to what to do. So, what they actually also worked on today was an assignment. So, create a poster, comic strip, PowerPoint commercial, or scratch. You can complete the assignment in your journal showing what you've learned. So, that your choice as to how you want to present lab safety. Some people were very excited because they love to draw, so they wanted to make a large poster. Some people were excited because they have a funny streak and they wanted to do a comic strip. Some people wanted to keep it digital and do a PowerPoint. That is totally up to you. So you will have several class periods to work on this. So you have to name 8 important safety rules and then label them. So for example, I have a poster and my poster has 8 important rules showing lab safety. I'm going to label them as safety rule number 1, a do and a don't. And then need to make sure that you put it in your own words and not copy it word for word. So I want you to please take your time and make your work neat and clean. And if you choose to have a partner and complete this remotely, both of you must have this assignment done. You're not passing in one assignment, but each person has to pass in their own assignment. And then what we did for our exit slip was, what did we learn today? Lab safety rules are very important. Rules keep everyone safe and create an environment conducive or agreeable to learning. And then we actually did the exit slip on chat today. So this will be the lesson continued for Monday as well. So when it's posted in there, this will be the same posted link.